Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Monday MOOcast. It is episode 28, and I just had a red velvet donut, so I'm feeling good. I am Mike O'Mara, and as always, I'm joined by
Greg Obert
and
Andrea Musolf.
And we're going to start like we do most weeks, except for when I'm not here, like last week.
Yeah, you're back. Yay, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Work sucks sometimes, and that's all I have to say about that. But we're back, and what did you play this week, Andrea?
Played a lot of Halo 4.
Oh, good.
I actually haven't played any Call of Duty since last Sunday, so it's been a week.
Shocking. Why?
I know. I don't know. I guess I was more in a Halo mood this week.
You can say it. It is better than
It's
okay.
Superior.
But I should say, because as we're talking about Halo, I also went back to Saints Row, and this is the first time in a while. So I had a little bit of fun with that. Started a new game.
You love that game.
I do. It's ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, Halo. Of course, I played a lot of SWAT. I feel like that's the only game mode I can stand somewhat of a chance in. I also did the unthinkable.
What?
I changed up my controller scheme.
To?
Fish stick?
Bumper jumper.
Bumper jumper.
And I think I like it. I think I'm a fan.
All right.
Actually, the clip of Halo that I have later in this gameplay footage on the YouTube version, that was the first game with Bumper Jumper. Did okay, ended up top of the leaderboard. You can see though that I had some oopsies. Like in Bumper Jumper, B is reload. B isn't beat down. So when I tried to melee a guy, I ended up reloading my gun instead. So I mean, I do that, but I just thought I'd try it, and I think I'm a fan, especially for SWAT. I haven't tried much with the jetpacks and stuff, but I feel like if I do that, then I'm going to have to go back to the recon setup, which is the control scheme I've had forever.
Okay.
And I think it's easy for me to switch now because Halo 4 is still relatively new to me.
Sure.
And now if I were to try Bumper Jumper on Reach, I don't think it would work, just because I played so much of it on my control scheme. But we'll see what happens. I may change my mind, but as of right now, I'm
just put your microphone down and just walk away.
I am so scared to ever change my control scheme from default in any game because I'm so scared that I'll get used to it and then they'll come out with the next version of the game and then they'll take that control scheme out. I'm always scared of that, so I never change it. I just get used to whatever. Always play, except for inverting my sticks, which everyone in the world does now, I feel like.
I feel like
what?
I feel like
don't?
it's the opposite.
No, I do play inverted, but I don't think...
You don't think the majority of people do that?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Really.
Okay, anyone who's watching this on YouTube, can you comment on whether you think the majority of the people in the world invert or not for shooters? Because I can't believe that they don't. I really can't.
Most people that I hear, they're like, why would you have the stick set so when you look up, you look down?
Yeah,
that's
I
stupid.
get the same thing.
That's ridiculous. That blows my mind if that's true. I don't know. Comment below if you think that's true. I don't think that's true. I hope that's not true. It gives me no hope in
I
humanity.
think that's true.
That's horrifying. So, Andrea, you said you played a lot of SWAT. Have you tried the new Team Regicide that was on the playlist last week?
I did, actually.
Did you like it?
No.
Really?
What?
I love it. It's so fun.
Well, okay, to be fair, I haven't really given it a chance yet. I think I played 2 games maybe at most.
If you're doing poorly, it's very depressing, but it's a very fun.
That was me.
Yeah, it's a very fun mode though. I like it, even when I'm not the king.
I would be willing to give it another chance, but I feel like always my go-to in Halo is SWAT. That is my fave.
It's gonna take you off when they take it out, then.
No, they can never take it out.
I think they might.
I
think they might.
It's always one of the most populated playlists.
What's the point
Doesn't stop
of Halo? Like, if you don't want to play with like the shields and the various weapons,
that's Halo.
Stuff.
Just play your COD.
I like
Like SWAT is fun. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy SWAT.
I like it too.
Every once in a while, but I mean, come on.
I play Halo for like the awesome the objective modes. Yeah, come on. Really?
I could do all that.
Binary rifle wrecks.
Just need the VMR. One shot, one kill. Done. Ooh, also the Magnum. I really hope they bring SWAT Magnums back.
I hope you don't, 343, if you're listening. Please don't. ever.
They haven't said what the next one is, what the next change is yet. I don't think. But people online are mostly like Andrea on the forums. I was on the Halo Waypoint forums last night, and everyone's like, "Keep SWAT forever! I love SWAT!" So
Yeah, it really
maybe
is
you'll
one
get
of
your
the most
maybe you'll get your wish.
populated playlists every
Yeah.
time.
I know, but I'm with Greg on this. It's not. It's fun, but it's not Halo for me. If I want insta death, I'll go play Call of Duty.
Well, yeah.
Team Regicide, big team.
Yeah, that's why I play Halo.
I do enjoy the big team. My favorite big team battles was in Halo 3. Like that in Halo 3, that was the only playlist I played. Like that was my SWAT.
The go-to.
Now. Yeah. Halo 3 was always big team battle.
Yeah.
And this is SWAT. Halo 4.
So lots of Halo 4 and Saints Row 3 for you this week.
Yeah.
Greg, what about you?
Well, I played some Halo 4.
Oh, yeah.
I played Team Regicide. I loved it.
What's your level now?
40-something.
Oh
Nice.
my god.
Oh, please. That's nothing. Like, I keep getting matched up with people who are like 70s.
I saw my first 130
Really?
top level the other
Wow.
night. 130.
I haven't
Disgusting.
seen the triple digits yet.
It's been like a month. Yeah. How do you even...
It's been like literally
that
40
person
days.
drinks way too much Mountain Dew.
Right. That's the only thing. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I actually found myself hoping that for him. I was like, no, because seriously, if you're 130 legit without any double XP, you've had to have played. I mean,
Non-stop.
Constant.
literally, right?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Although, to be fair, once you get your Pioneer specialization...
It's
that
double,
helps.
yeah.
So...
Still.
What's that called?
So Halo
Oh,
4.
Walking Dead.
Oh,
I started that yesterday, actually.
Did you get the disc version with everything, or did you download? Okay.
Weirdly enough, I had a friend who came over and bought it,
Okay.
and I assumed that this whole time that it was just linked to his profile,
Right.
but it wasn't. So I had
Oh.
I had the first 4 episodes on my console.
Oh, because he
this
bought
whole
it when
time.
he was on your console.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that
so
was
I
done
just
with
had-
him. Now you own everything.
I told him I'll buy him lunch.
Okay, well, that's
But-
nice.
so I just had to buy episode 5, and I made it to. I'm about a third of the way through episode 5.
Now, are you as big a fan of the story as I am?
I do enjoy it a
I
lot.
am.
I
I love
it. I think it's good so far. I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
But so far, like, I think episode 2's been the best.
Remind me a thumbnail without giving it away of which
a thumbnail, the dairy farm.
Got it.
Because like I keep hearing people say, oh, 3 and 4 are so much better, and 5 is the best, and I hope 5 hands out.
5 was incredible.
The introduction to that was just like, whoa.
So you haven't finished
I
episode
haven't
5
finished
yet?
it yet, no.
And that's the last episode, right?
Last one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of this season, anyway.
But 2 was
Yeah.
amazing, like, and
Yeah.
horrifying,
Yeah.
and just...
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to play it at some
I
point,
really
Andrea,
want
and
to.
play episode 2, because that was by far the
It's
best
really
so far,
incredible.
I think.
I've been seeing whenever I'm online, I think more and more people on my friends list are they playing Walking Dead. I really want to play that game because I've heard so many good things about it.
Yeah.
I gotta play that.
It's incredible.
So
It
I
really
definitely
is.
hope to soon.
I will say my one complaint about it, I think, is like when it switches to combat.
Right.
Every once in a while, it'll like put you into like aim down sights
Right.
mode, and you have to shoot people. But it's so awkward, and it's just like
Right. It was obviously an engine that was based
right.
an
It's
adventure
like, this
game.
is a point and click adventure, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, aim and shoot the zombies before they eat your face off.
Okay.
So I think they just did that to cater to modern crowds. I mean, like, all of us are so inundated with shooters.
You just need to wait for the shooter that's coming out next year.
Right, I mean, no, I agree with you. They could have done without it, and the story is so good, and, like, the rest of the puzzles and everything, I feel, are so good that they didn't need to do that. But I think that's probably why they did, because they're like, everyone sees zombies this day and age, and like, well, I've got to shoot one. I've got to at least take control, and, like, directly shoot one.
So this is interesting. It's not a shooter.
No.
It's more.
It's a point and click.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are like logic puzzles, and there are lots of choices to be made
Oh, I
each
see.
episode. Yeah, about like, do you go this way? Do you do this way? Do you take
I
this
think I
person
really
with
like
you?
that.
It's so good. It's like the characters are awesome and memorable, and like I can count on one hand probably the list of like movies and games that have ever made me like literally emotional, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
At the end of that game, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm tearing up. This is a video game. This is ridiculous." But I really was, honestly.
Even like just the interactions with Clementine are my favorite.
Oh.
And like in episode 3, like
Clementine.
She's a girl.
Clementine. It's not a spoiler. Like at the very beginning of episode 1, you meet this girl named Clementine, who is infinitely better than Carl from the show.
And infinitely better than every other kid character in a video game, I think, ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I mean, she won the Best Voice Actress award at the VGAs
Oh, really?
last night.
Yeah.
And
deservedly so.
Yeah, she definitely deserved it. But like episode 3, you talk to her on the screen.
Yeah.
A little bit. Just that whole interaction was like,
it's incredible.
I love you, Clementine.
No, it's incredible. Yeah. No, it's really awesome because it's obviously a fictional character in a fictional world in this video game that looks like a comic book. It doesn't even look hyper realistic, and yet you care about this little kid. Like you don't want to see this world screw this little kid over. It's just incredible. It's a really, really awesome storyline. So play it, everyone in the world.
That's what I've been playing. What about you, Mike?
I got the new DLC for Skyrim, the Dragonborn. So just started that actually last night with my wife. She's a big Skyrim fan, so I waited till she was like ready and had some time, and we sat down and we started that together. So just saw the new island nation, Solstheim, which I never say right. But it's awesome and super alien compared to Skyrim, which I really like. It's got like new textures for the sky, so the sky looks all like hazy and different and alien, and the creatures are really weird. There's a bunch of stuff that looks like floating boogers, is what my wife called it, and they really do look like floating boogers. But the floating boogers attacked us last night, and that was horrifying. But the
My new favorite indie band.
flying boogers, yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, but so far so good. Typical, really good Skyrim voice acting. Typical. There's a really creepy cultist storyline, which I really like. But I just started it, so that looks good. So I'm excited about playing more of that this week. And the rest of my time was filled up with the Battlefield 3 DLC Aftermath.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a new one.
Which is a bunch of maps that take place in the aftermath of a earthquake, but also during the matches. Earthquake tremors will happen, which is really cool because it makes like buildings like fall down on you and things like that. So that's really cool. There's actually an achievement for getting through one of the multiplayer maps without getting killed by falling debris, which is awesome. Yeah, because that's how much like the tremors happen through a city. So that's cool. And Halo 4, which is, as we've discussed, awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been playing. So we discussed briefly the VGAs, the Spike Video Game Awards. It was their 10th anniversary, so they kind of went all out this past weekend, and they had Samuel L. Jackson host, and I convinced my wife to watch the whole thing with me, which I was pretty impressed with that she did that. But you guys didn't watch it, right?
No. I honestly don't care about the VGAs at all.
Why don't you care?
I just think... I don't know. I guess I feel like this attempt to be like, hey guys, we're a legitimate industry. We have our own award show too.
It's true.
And while I appreciate the effort, like until it's carried on a normal like network and put in actual programming time, like it's on Spike. Like I don't think anybody takes it seriously. I don't. I know from what I've seen of previous ones, a lot of it is just spectacle.
There's a lot of spectacle, I'll give you that.
It's not so much an award show. It's just like, video games. Let's celebrate everything video games. But in reality, I don't know. I guess I'd like to see a more legitimate, like...
You want to see, like, old guys in suits like the Grammys be like, Rrr.
I don't want to see old guys in suits, but I guess I would like to see it a little classed up, maybe.
Classed up?
You know?
You want to see Master Chief, like, put on a tux and show up?
I know what you mean. I knew about it. I knew it was on Friday, and I just...
Seriously. Movie deals, commercials...
It was kind of one of those things that I remembered the day after, like, oh yeah, those were on yesterday.
Like doing your taxes or...
Yeah, it's,
I get it.
I'm not heartbroken that I forgot about it and missed it.
Okay, well...
That's what the internet is for. You just look up season one, that's all you need.
No, that's true. That's true. I mean, I liked it. I have to say it was better done than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was mostly going to be a commercial for GameStop, the whole time.
Well, yeah.
There was a little bit of that, but I'll give you guys the thumbnail sketch of what I thought was cool about it then. There was a ton of world premieres, like a ton. Like, I was actually surprised. There's probably like 10 games I've never seen before, or I've only heard the name of. I haven't seen any gameplay. And like, it was ridiculous. Like, literally, they would announce one award, and everyone would clap, and then they'd say, world premiere! And then on the big screen would be another huge world premiere. So I saw a lot of cool stuff. They announced Dark Souls 2, which I know, Greg, I think that you're pretty excited about. I'm pretty excited about.
I haven't played the first one yet. I want
Really?
to at some point.
Oh, it's awesome.
But I don't. I kind of want to lower my blood pressure.
It
like,
will.
I don't,
yeah,
I
no,
need to
it
find
will.
some sort of technique to lower my blood
It
pressure
will.
before I start playing.
Yes,
Play Cookie Bunnies.
it will destroy your. It will destroy your will to live. It will,
Yeah.
really will. But it's an awesome game. There was a game I'd never even heard of before. But now I'm really excited about this called Phantom Pain or something like that. It had an awesome intro to the game where like you wake up in a military hospital and someone chopped your arm off, so you've got like a hook for one arm, and then this like shadow government comes in and starts blowing everyone away, and it was like ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
What's the name of this
Metal
one?
Gear
Phantom
Solid
Pain,
5.
I think. Yeah, and that's what people are saying online, is that it might have actually been Metal Gear Solid.
I really hope it is. Not necessarily because I want to play it really bad, but I don't know, it's like a month or two ago, I remember Kojima coming up and like, I'm not a Metal Gear factory.
Right. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Just like DICE isn't a Battlefield.
Yeah.
Stop making Metal Gear games.
Yeah. So, and the big winners, this is another thing that we were talking about before we started recording that Greg and I were kind of smugly excited about, was that Call of Duty didn't win everything this year. So people are slowing down on the Call of Duty train because it was up for multiplayer, it was up for shooter, it was up for game of the year. It didn't win any of those. Multiplayer was a surprise to me too, because multiplayer went to Borderlands.
Yes.
Multiplayer and shooter of the year went to Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2 cleaned up.
Cleaned up, yeah.
It got those two.
And it got the voice actors.
Got the voice actor for Handsome Jack. It got
Character for Claptrap.
Character for Claptrap. Which is good. Like I did what Andrea suggested everyone should do, and that's just look up who won.
Right.
And this year I was pleased to see what did win.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, again, I'm not a Call of Duty hater.
No.
But you know, it is nice to see something else win. Something that doesn't have, you know, millions upon millions of dollars backing it.
I agree, and I love Call of Duty. Because it's kind of refreshing to see something else.
I mean, like, I feel like Halo 4's graphics were better.
And it won graphics.
You know, the voice actors, the best voice actors, Handsome Jack was an amazing villain.
Yep.
Clementine was probably hands down the best character this year.
Right.
So, you know, I was pleased to see zero Call of Duty. It's not like they care anyways. Cause
they're like, over
$1 billion.
Right. Right.
But, yeah, because I know that was another problem I had some of the previous years. I'd see some of the winners, and it's just like, no, that didn't deserve to win like, at all. I don't know who's picking these.
I was just going to ask, yeah.
I don't know, actually.
I doubt there's a video game academy.
You know, now that I think about it,
yeah.
Video game academy.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it, I think it's
Excuse me.
votes based. Don't you have to? Like,
I think that might be
go
maybe
to, like, Spike.com or something.
Maybe it's a public thing. That would be even cooler to me. That would give me hope in humanity. Like if things like Journey and Walking Dead, which won Game of the Year, which is another big surprise that Halo or Call of Duty did not win Game of the Year. That would give me more hope in humanity if it was public based, if it was a voting process, because I honestly didn't think the public was that smart.
Well, it shows that, you know, people are maybe not necessarily sick of, but
but it's like
something new, from games.
Right. Well, that's cool. I mean, it's good news. I think Walking Dead completely deserves Game of the Year in my mind. It's like it made me care about adventure games again, and I hadn't for 15 years, like since Monkey Island.
I'll let you know what I think once I finish it.
Oh my God.
If it has a Mass Effect 3 ending,
It does not. It does not. It does not. Okay. Nothing could have a Mass Effect 3 ending. Nothing. Nothing could. So, Greg, you found an article about Call of Duty being a failure?
Yeah, so my short little quickie news, I guess. So from The Escapist, Michael Pachter
Yep.
was apparently talking to people, and he said that Call of Duty is a failure.
Do you give any
Call
reference?
Of Duty franchise isn't as solid as it appears. Where was this? This is his opening address at the Game Monetization Summit in San Francisco. This article was like December 6th, so at that point, Black Ops 2 just rang up $1 billion in sales.
Failure.
15
Yeah.
days.
Pathetic.
15 days.
Total failure. I just made $1 billion sitting here.
He goes on to say, Activision did a bad thing with Call of Duty from a profit perspective. They trained gamers that you can buy a game and play it all year, 10 hours a week, forever, and you never have to pay again. You just wait for the next Call of Duty.
Wait, but you do pay again,
I
like in
promise
10 months.
There are plenty of people, numbering in the millions, who play one game, which is Call of Duty, and they never stop. That's just like the people who play World of Warcraft and never stop. Yet the World of Warcraft guys are paying $180 a year. And the Call of Duty guys are paying $60 a year, so who's got the better model? This multiplayer thing being free was a mistake. I don't think anybody ever envisioned it would be this big. It's a mistake because it keeps those people from buying and playing other games.
Wow.
And so, as the article goes on to describe, like, he's not at this summit to talk about how, ways that you can be friendly to gamers. Like, it's a game monetization summit. It's there to figure out how to make the most money, how to get that bang for your buck.
Right. That seems incredibly greedy to me, though.
It is. It absolutely is. And this was the thing I really wanted to get your guys' opinion on. He says his prediction is that the next Bungie game, which,
Destiny?
as you all know, may or may not know, but they signed a 10-year deal with Activision.
Right.
So whatever this franchise is,
It's gonna be big.
It's going to be big, and it's going to be with Activision for the next 10 years.
And multi-platform and all the rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next gen. He predicts that the next Bungie game will be single-player only. The multiplayer aspect of that game will be subscription only. Activision's going to try it because they're greedy pigs.
Right. Right. That would really tick me off. That would really tick me off. I don't see, like, maybe I'm sure I probably do have, like, rose-colored glasses for Bungie because, like, they are the saviors and the makers of Xbox, and Xbox is my favorite platform, so I'm like, they can do no wrong. Like, until they do wrong, they can do no wrong to me.
Right.
So I am hoping that they're not that greedy. Like, I'm hoping that they realize that part of the reason why they all have trillions of dollars and all of them drive Lamborghinis is because there was awesome free multiplayer on the first Halo that got us all hooked. Like, I hope they realize that. I hope that they're not so disgusting that they're like, I need another $1 billion, like, I don't know. I also honestly think that it would fracture the community. I really, like, the Bungie community. Like, I'm not going to pay, like, to play yet another game when I'm paying for live every year and I'm paying for internet every year. Like, come on.
And the game and the DLC.
Right.
And then, certain games, like, as much as I love Saints Row, for example, it's one of those that you need a stupid code, and if you get it, the game used.
Online pass.
Yeah. It's like, no.
I think that there is an event horizon, if you will. Like, there is a point at which they're going to milk us for so much money where people really will just quit. Like, even those of us who play games every day that we can. Like, I play too many games. Like, I'm sure I do. But, like, I will quit. Like, if they try to make me pay one more thing, I'm going to be like, come on.
Oh, no. Like, I mean, in years past, especially in high school, granted, I had less expenses in high school, but, like, I played so many games.
Right.
I mean, I had the time, I had the money.
Right.
And now I arguably have the time, but being on my own, it's like,
you can't afford to.
I have stuff, I have bills to pay, like, I need to spend $60 on the game alone.
Right.
And then you want to get into the DLC, like you mentioned, Andrea, and just various other things. I mean, you're looking at $100 a game, maybe, if you want to get the quote full experience.
Right, and that's the thing. And that's the thing with me when it comes to shooters, which is not necessarily the case if it comes to like an RPG or something else like that. But when it comes to a multiplayer centric game, if that's what I'm playing the game for, I'm going to want the full experience. So, like, I'm going to be so ticked off if like, Bungie comes out and says, well, okay, we're going to have DLC, and you won't be able to play on the playlist unless you have the DLC, so I'm going to need that now. But then also I have to pay a subscription on top of Xbox Live, like, that I'm already paying for? Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I don't know how much of that's actually Bungie, and like Pactor is saying, how much of that is actually Activision.
But that's still, but what I'm saying is, I'm hoping that Bungie was smart enough to realize that they are Bungie and they could have signed any contract they want, and I'm hoping that they,
from what I read a couple years ago, because that came out right after Reach was released.
right.
From what I remember, like they bargained really hard with Activision. Like they can keep the IP, the rights to their.
Oh wow! So even after Activision is done with them,
after yeah.
So Activision is going to use them to make a buttload of money,
right? And
then they're free again.
And see, that's what I don't understand. Like, I think this would be a bad move. I mean, there will be people who pay for it, hands down.
Well, yeah.
Oh, sure.
But why would you? I mean, Call of Duty. Apparently, supposedly, the sales trends, and this was just an article I read. I don't have any like statistics in front of me, but the sales trends of Call of Duty are that it's declining.
Sure.
I don't know how, considering it just made over $1 billion. But it is. So, like, it's still going to be huge next year, because I'm sure the next Call of Duty is going to be next gen.
Right.
Or at least on both platforms.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, why would you buy Bungie's game and have to pay for multiplayer?
Right.
When you can just buy Call of Duty?
Right. Unless, like some people are talking about, Call of Duty is going to go to subscription too in next gen.
I don't think it will.
I hope it doesn't.
I don't think it will. I mean, Activision came out and said that it will never be pay to play.
I hope so.
So,
I hope that is
I'll
true.
I'll trust them on that, because I think that would be a bad move.
Of course it would. Like, look at all the people that play both. I don't know anyone personally that just plays one. You either play, if you play shooters, you play Halo and you play Call of Duty. I feel, unless you only have PS3, right?
Right.
I mean, it would fracture. It would fracture like the shooter base. Like, I would not pick. I'd be so pissed off at both of them. Like, if they both had subscriptions, I don't know what I'd do. I'd be mad. That's what I'd be. I don't know what I'd do. But I'm not going to pay, like, I'm not going to pay a subscription for Call of Duty and a subscription for Bungie game. Like,
oh, right.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And I mean, especially when it comes to Call of Duty, like, you have the $60 game, and then if you want all the maps, you have the $50 map pack.
And if you don't have the maps, eventually you're going to be, like,
you can't play
you get kicked out of public playlists, pretty much.
Because
like,
everyone has it.
Right, and everyone's going to jump on it, so...
Yep.
Right. So, I guess I'm really looking forward to Destiny.
Me too.
Whatever this game is, and I will buy it, even if it's just single player only.
Right.
But,
I mean, it's a new Bungie campaign, I mean...
Unless this multiplayer is, like, 10,000 times better than Halo and Call of Duty combined.
Which I doubt.
Yeah, there's no way I'm paying for that. Not happening.
I just think it's a bad idea. I think at some point...
You can put your multiplayer achievements in there.
Yeah.
I'm not getting them, so...
Right.
Really?
Really.
You not get achievements?
I hate multiplayer achievements.
Really?
I hate them. I think achievements should be single player, co-op only. Or if you're gonna have an online one, make it easy. Like in Halo 4, like, oh, upload something to your files.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they got those in 4 too.
Because, you know, I like obviously getting achievements like perfecting games, but it's like it's so frustrating for me. I have 3 achievements left in Halo 3.
I was just gonna mention Halo 3.
And I can't, like...
You can never get them?
The only playlist I ever played was free-for-all, because I tried so hard to get those stupid achievements. And you can't get them.
Nope.
That's sad.
And some of them are map-specific, which adds to the frustration. I gave up. I was actually surprised how many I got, but I'm nowhere close.
Reach did that at the very end with Anniversary, and I hated it.
I have 1 achievement left in that game, and it's in a stupid map. It's like run over 5 people with a ghost. And it's 1. And you know what? I had achievement perfection in that game. I don't know how many times. Took it away from me.
Well, they keep adding maps. Yeah, that's it.
I like the Infinity Ward style of achievements, which is single player and Spec Ops.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's it.
That's cool.
You know, like multiplayer has its own list of rewards,
right?
Your prestige and your rank and all that.
Right.
I can't stand like some games, like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I love that game. It was so good. How many of those stupid achievements are multiplayer only?
Yeah.
I don't buy Assassin's Creed
to play
multiplayer.
That'd be like Hitman multiplayer. I don't even know.
Even the new Assassin's Creed only has 200 people on the multiplayer. There's 1 million people playing it right now, but 200 people are in the multiplayer because who plays Assassin's Creed multiplayer?
Right.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It is a waste of resources. Well, let's go from ranting on Call of Duty to ranting on Street Fighter.
Yay!
Alright, so I found this last night, and I couldn't believe what I was reading. So, I'm gonna, disclaimer here with, I am not a huge Capcom, fan. I'm not a huge Mega Man fan.
Okay.
I'm not a huge Street Fighter fan. And that's not that I hate those franchises, it's just, I've never really cared to play them.
What's your favorite Capcom franchise? Go.
Konami.
Really?
Killer
Can
7.
Can you say that? You say that's a franchise?
Well, it has 2 games.
Okay,
I never
franchise.
played the handheld one.
Franchise. Resident Evil.
No, not recently.
Not recently, but my favorite franchise overall.
But, anyways, so this year was the 25th anniversary of Mega Man and Street Fighter.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think about because, some franchises that deserve sequels, cough, Crimson Skies.
Right?
They don't get them ever.
It's true.
And that's it. They're dead. But, both of these have made it 25 years, and, they're still going strong.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the sales figures for Street Fighter 4 were very high.
Pretty darn good, yeah.
I don't remember when Mega Man 10 came out. It was a few years ago, but...
People bought it, that's for sure.
People bought it, yeah. And so to celebrate, Capcom is releasing a Street Fighter X Mega Man.
Huh.
In the vein of the Street Fighter X Tekken thing that they did.
But it's not going to be it's not a fighting game?
It's not a fighting game, it's a Mega Man game, old school, with the older graphics.
Side-scroller?
And, all the bosses are Street Fighter characters.
That makes no sense.
And I read this, and I was appalled. And again, I'm not a huge Mega Man guy. I barely played any of the original ones. The ones that I got into, and I don't even think I ever beat any of them, were the X games.
So
for
hard.
Super Nintendo.
Man, they're hard.
But earlier this year, I remember Capcom saying, oh, it's the 20th anniversary of Mega Man. To celebrate, we're going to release, it was a Facebook game or something. It's a social... Yeah, it was I don't even remember. Maybe it was an iOS game.
That's lame sauce, man.
For 10 years, yeah, it is.
25.
Oh, 25, right.
And now, at the end of the year, they're going to release this, which I couldn't find anything, any real, hard evidence saying this was a fan-made game.
Uh-huh.
But I know from via Destructoid, they mentioned something about how it might be a fan-made game, and in the comments of Game Informer, it was no, this is definitely a fan-made game that Capcom is just, lashing onto.
Wow.
And so, if that's true, you're saying that Capcom is just taking someone else's thing, and oh yeah, this is what we're gonna do for our fans. And then just releasing it saying it's their own.
That is not taking a lot of effort.
Or, even if it is something that they made, it's exactly, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to celebrate 25 years. Halo, at 10 years,
right,
re-released the first one with a whole new, graphics engine.
Right, which is
nice.
awesome, by the way.
Yes.
And it's I'd be furious if I was a huge Mega Man fan.
Right.
This is all that you've done this year.
You're not going to give me a new game?
Mega Man 10 came out how many years ago?
Right.
And instead of utilizing, the brand new, amazing technology that we have with graphics and all sorts of
why not make a
processing
Wii
power,
U game or something?
You're going to do it in the vein of retro Mega Man. Maybe have that as an option.
Right.
But, you're not going to take advantage of the graphics that we have now.
Right. That's sad.
It drove me nuts, and it got me thinking about other Capcom games and how, I don't understand what this company is doing.
No, I don't either.
I think about Resident Evil and the ones that I truly loved, which were the remake of 1,
right.
0,
right.
and 4.
Right.
I hated 5.
Yeah.
The little I played of 6
It's a mess.
was terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not a Resident Evil game. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
When it comes to Mega Man, it's like, when was the last, like, new awesome Mega Man? Like, I would love to see HD re-releases of the X games.
Right.
Which you could totally port over to Xbox and PlayStation. No problem.
Right.
Haven't done that.
Right.
When was the last... I know the fan favorite, Mega Man Legends.
Right.
I never played 1 or 2, but I've seen all of them, actually, through like, various Let's Plays.
Right.
And they look fun.
Right.
And that game got canned with that whole debacle with the fan community.
Right.
So, it's like, this is your biggest franchise. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you have even games like Dead Island, or not Dead Island, Dead
Ooh,
Rising.
Love Dead Island, but yes.
Like, what happened to that? That just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah? No, it's true.
I don't understand what they're doing.
They don't make any sense.
Mega Man and Street Fighter are two of the most iconic franchises in video game history.
Sure.
Like, clearly, because they've been around for 25 years.
Right.
And this is how you treat your fans? Like,
right.
This is what you give them?
Right.
And, like, I've seen people be like, oh, yeah, it's free, it's awesome, it's a free PC download. Because when I think of Mega Man, I think of playing it on the PC.
Download, yeah.
I'm just like...
Yeah, that's a missed
this?
opportunity,
How
especially
can you be happy with this?
Especially with the recent release of the Wii U. I feel like they should have made an HD awesome Mega Man like retrospective and put it on the Wii U to celebrate how it started on Nintendo and like go from there. It's ridiculous.
I don't, even if you want to re-release like the Mega Man collection,
right?
Which was on the PlayStation 2
yeah.
and I don't know, GameCube, I think,
and Xbox One.
Yeah, like
oh, yeah.
Give it a nice fancy coat of
right.
HD graphics,
like, right?
Oh, yeah.
Something,
and some kind of like remastered soundtrack like they did for Halo Anniversary or something.
Oh yeah.
Something like this is just appalling to me. Like that you have so many fans who've been with you for 25 years,
right?
And this is what you give us,
right?
There's been no mention of any other new game,
right?
In like Mega Man. I'm like, I can't imagine how aggravated I would be if I were actually like a legitimate fan of this franchise. And I'm already aggravated, and I'm not even a huge fan. It's like,
right.
Like, it's extremely disappointing.
Right.
If Halo ever reaches like a 25-year anniversary,
it will.
And like I get like, oh, to celebrate, hey, here's a social game.
Yay,
a browser-based social game. Right. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Here's a Cortana-hosted social game.
Right. And then to see most of the community be like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Woo. No.
There's a specialty grunt t-shirt.
Or, oh, hey, there's this fan-created, like, Master Chief side-scrolling adventure.
Yeah, I don't want a Master Chief side-scroller.
Here, we're going to release it for free on the PC.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
iOS.
I don't understand how people can be happy with that.
Maybe they're just happy that anything even resembling normal Capcom is coming out with all the weirdness that they're going through.
Which is really sad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They need to step their game up.
I mean, like, part of the reason why people freaked over Street Fighter 4 is that it actually played like a Street Fighter game, and they didn't ruin their franchise totally like they did with Resident Evil. Like, part of the reason people were hyped up is like, oh, it still feels like Street Fighter, yay! Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, they screwed the pooch on Resident Evil.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
yeah.
And it wasn't like Super Street Fighter Hyper
right.
Ultimate Edition
right.
2.
Right. It's like the longest title ever.
Yeah, like, why you keep re-releasing, like, Street Fighter 2 and 3? You can just make a new one.
Right. I feel like part of the reason why they made that game is simply to get, like, to chop off the title. Like, they're like, you know what, we're going to have to do something here, because the title is like 50, we can't fit it on the box anymore. Poor Capcom, they're weird.
Yeah, well, they did make our favorite game, Killer 7.
It's so, yeah,
See, that's what I don't get. Like, you take such a huge chance, like however many years ago with the Capcom 5.
Right.
And now it's like, instead of like releasing solid games in their established franchises,
right?
It's like they don't know what to do. I feel like
yeah.
they just keep like something.
Well, I feel like American developers came on so strong, like in the 90s, and like came to prominence, and now the Japanese ones are like, uh-oh, like, it's, the old stuff doesn't work anymore, you know? What do we do now? And so, like, Capcom, I feel like, tried to be too American, like, made Resident Evil, like, broham, like, huge muscles, like, Call of Duty-esque.
Punching a boulder.
Right, like, punching boulders and stuff, and they don't know how to do that as well as the Americans, you know? Like, no one does broham like the good old U.S., you know? So now they're, like, reeling, like, what do we do, you know?
And it's just so frustrating because it's like those Japanese games, like, I grew up with.
Right.
And I would love to see more of them.
Right.
It's just...
I love action.
I just find it sad that they can't do anything but either live off nostalgia with Mega Man 9 and 10.
Right.
You know? Which they may have been good games, I don't know, but I was just like, that's what you want to do. Just do this retro thing.
Right.
Keep milking that.
Right.
And now this.
Well, nothing's as sure as...
fan-made games
Right.
are going to be more in demand
Right.
than actual Mega Man games.
Right. Well, nothing proves that you're desperate more than, like, reliving things that you did that were successful before. You know, instead of, like, doing something new, you know. Hint, hint, Call of Duty. But we were having a little bit interesting discussion before we recorded this morning about being too powerful in your games. If you're watching our YouTube version, you see Andrea wrecking shop with Genki on Saints Row 3. And Andrea, you were talking before we started recording this morning about the fact that you are so far in this game that there's a chance for you to actually become godlike if you want. So if you can explain that for a second.
Yeah, it's well, you know, like you mentioned before we started recording, it's funny you mentioned this topic because I was just thinking about this yesterday when I recorded this. This footage that you're seeing right now is, I've beaten the game. I'm like 98% completed with the whole thing, and I'm working on the DLC, which is one of this is one of the missions. And I was going through my abilities because you actually purchase perks and things. So because I completed the game, I'm filthy rich.
Right.
I mean, I have almost $1 million. And
don't rub it in.
Some of the things that you can buy, it's like, oh, you will not take any damage from bullets. You will not take any damage from explosives.
Right.
And those things I purposely haven't purchased yet because I feel like it would defeat the purpose of the game.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, I have so many perks already that definitely give me a boost or give me an advantage, but I've been holding off on purchasing those because then I don't think I would be able to die ever. And
right.
It wouldn't be. I don't think it would be fun for me anymore.
Right. Yeah. I would definitely agree with that. I think that there's a point where if you become too overpowered, like, if there's no challenge there or like fear of any kind of death, then I'm not in it anymore. Like I don't I'm bored. I get bored extremely quick then. But Greg, like, you went to an extreme in Skyrim to get overpowered, didn't you?
Yes, I got dragon armor.
How long did that take you?
A while.
A while.
I actually like game-breaking, like, things that you can get.
Really?
Well,
I'm interested to know why.
Because I think if you have a reward, where you put, like, you need to put a lot of time and effort into, like, whatever it is to get this thing.
Sure.
Like, you deserve to, I don't know, just, like, have your way with the game. Like,
sure.
And I think my first experience with this was Spyro 2.
Uh-huh.
And I remember collecting all of the gems, getting all, I don't even remember what else you had to collect in that game, all the orbs.
Right.
And, like, what you could do, once you got all that, there'd be this, like, portal that would open up, and you could run in it, and you'd get Super Flame for the whole game. And, like, Super Flame was a power-up that only lasted maybe, like, 15 seconds.
Okay.
And you had to find it and use it to get everything. But
now it was just
100%, you could just use it. Like, a new game plus, you could just use it the whole time.
And I loved it. It was so much fun because I knew that I worked my butt off to get everything, and this was my reward. This was an awesome reward. And I think the most recent example of that was Dead Space 2, when I did the hardcore mode, which was, if you don't know, it's beating all of Dead Space 2 on the hardest difficulty, like Legendary, but with the added stipulation that you could only save 3 times.
Oh my.
The whole game.
What?
And if you died, you had to go back to your last
save.
That's insane.
And it was very, very difficult, and I cannot describe how frustrating it was to be playing for 2.5 hours
and then get killed by
something. Get sucked out a window into space.
I hate when that happens.
And just have to go all the way back. But what you got for beating it was this stupid, like, foam hand. Like, you know, like the number 1
Wait,
hand?
what?
You know, like the number 1
yeah,
hands
like
at,
at sporting
events? You got that. And whenever you aimed it at people, like, Isaac would go bang, bang, bang.
You know,
it's actually awesome.
But
did they explode?
Yeah. It was an instant, like, one-hit kill, just amazing,
my God.
just god weapon.
That's hilarious.
And I've recently started going back through Dead Space 2, and I'm using it, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah,
just
like, go bang!
Go around, be the best, and, like, the secondary fire is pew, pew, pew.
It reminds me of, I don't know how true this is, because I never actually got 100% completion of GTA Vice City.
Yeah.
But I heard that if you got 100% completion, you got a T-shirt for your character that said, I beat GTA, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
That's actually awesome.
I don't know how true that is.
It's actually awesome.
I heard that, and I think it's hilarious if it is.
I think things like that are worth it. That's cool. I guess where we would kind of take me off is for instance in Skyrim. I play Skyrim on hard because
Ballin'.
What?
Ballin'.
Because I'm balling for one. And 2, because I want it to feel dangerous. Like, I want my role-playing game to feel like... I want that world to feel, like, scary to me. I want every cave to be like, I might not come out, you know? So, I don't know, that adds to the experience for me. And if I went and I smithed and I smelted, like Greg over here, for, like, 1,000,000 hours and then got super armor, I would feel like... where's the danger? Where's the excitement?
But see, the thing is, like, with Skyrim, it does such a fantastic job of leveling to your character that even though I have the Dragonborn armor and, like, low-level things just, like, meet the bottom of my boot every day, like, especially with Dawn Guard and, like, based on my character choice, like, my weaknesses, they're still there, and I die. Like,
well, that's cool.
Decently often.
You die decently.
Like, I die a decent amount, and like, especially my character, I forget what my race is, but, like, he hates ice, can't stand it.
So every time you go,
it doesn't matter that I have dragon armor, because, like, if anyone ever uses magic against me,
that's it.
It's like the worst.
Well, you're not a Nord. They're resistant to ice.
It's a human. I don't know.
Redguard?
Maybe, I think it's Redguard. It's been so long since I played that game, but
game is awesome.
I personally like to have something just like big end game thing, because especially something like Skyrim, like if there were a new game plus option, like I wouldn't want to have to go back through.
Oh my god, yeah,
and like
grinding,
get my archery back up to 100, get my smithing up to 100, like, and it's kind of the same thing with other games, like. If you're gonna give me a really difficult challenge, like give me something so that I can go back through the game and just like have a nice, easy, fun time, like the foam hand in Dead Space. You know, it's like I can go back through, and I am.
Awesome.
I'm going back through on the hardest difficulty right now.
With the foam hand.
With the foam hand, but it's just like it's very nice. It's relaxed.
Hilarious.
It's fun. I can just experience the game
and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I get you there. That's cool. Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up for this week, but hopefully next week we will be talking a little bit more. I just want to kind of tease this. Did you guys hear about the Mass Effect 3, like, next DLC?
Yeah, but I heard Omega wasn't that good, so I'm not.
I have not seen Omega yet, but they're promising that the next one will make you cry, which I don't know what that means. Maybe it'll make us cry because it will remind us how crappy the ending is.
The only DLC I would be excited for is an epilogue to the Renegade ending.
Right?
I'm sorry, like, if you're going to make another Mass Effect game and you're saying, oh, Shepard's not going to be in it, well, what about the people who chose the Renegade ending? What about everyone else? Like, if he's alive, like, you need to wrap that up.
Right.
Like, you can't just leave that.
So it's different, because I never actually went through on Renegade. I just did the Paragon playthrough.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you chose the Renegade ending, though, right? You destroyed
just
the Reaper.
Oh, yes, I did.
That's
yes,
what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that.
Like,
that was my
he's
goal
alive.
for 3 games, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to kill those lobsters.
Die, space lobster! I'm green! Yeah. So hopefully we'll have more on that next week and other gaming goodness. What are you guys going to play this week, Andrea?
I think I might be playing more Saints Row the 3rd. Because I got back into it.
If it's not Modern Warfare 2 with you, it's Saints Row the 3rd.
Yeah, I love this game, and
Good.
I'm getting back into it. I still have to go through the DLC. Has
Cool.
many achievements left to get.
Cool.
Definitely playing more SWAT and Halo 4, and I do need to go back to Call of Duty because I've neglected that this week.
What about you, Greg?
I'm gonna mop up The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, so good. Then you and me and Brian Stone can talk about it.
Yes, we can.
All right.
I'm going to play some Halo 4. I'd like to get a specialization pretty close.
Me too. God, let's do that this week, Greg. Let's do that.
Okay, we'll have to go get some Mountain Dew, too.
I need help. I'm at like 42 or something.
It's 50 is the first one, right?
Yeah.
50, yeah.
I'm 1 level away from my wolf emblem, so that is my...
Oh my God. Little side note. I checked out every single icon. They took my icon out. They took my emblem out.
That's wrong.
I can never be music notes again.
You'll always be music notes to us.
Thanks.
Mike.
So now I gotta pick something else.
Pick the yin yang.
What should I be? If you're watching our YouTube version, please comment on what my icon should be, my emblem, because my music notes are gone. And my name is Death by Muzak. So how can I be Death by Muzak without Death to Music?
Yeah.
All right.
Life is hard.
I know. So that's what I'll be playing this week too. Halo 4, trying to get that specialization.
All right.
Thank you so much for listening to us, for watching, for commenting,
Please share
for
with
your
your
support.
friends if you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we love to see and hear from people.
To have a huge audience.
Right.
And hear from all of you.
Right.
Great.
Right. So thank you.